After I caught my fiancé texting his ex every night, I quietly canceled the wedding venue he booked under my name. When he brought 200 guests, he found nothing. He yelled, "Where's everything?" I smiled and said, "Ask her to fix it." His ex walked in with a baby and whispered, "Tell her the truth before I do." He turned pale as I took out the DNA papers and then. "My name is Ray. I'm 34, live in Richmond, Virginia, and until a few months ago, I was engaged to a man I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with. His name is Marcus. He's 37. We were together for about 2 years, engaged for a year and a half. We met at a mutual friend's birthday barbecue. He brought the potato salad. I brought the wine. I was drawn to him because he was calm, reliable, and easy to talk to. After dating a string of guys who either lied or flaked or played games, Marcus felt like a grown man. Stable job in construction management, nice apartment, didn't mind doing laundry. My friends liked him. My mom adored him. I felt lucky. We moved in together after 8 months. Got engaged 4 months after that. I remember thinking it was fast, but when you know, right? Except you don't. The wedding was set for April 12th. He offered to handle the venue. Said it was his gift to me, that I didn't need to stress about it. The only thing he asked was to book it in my name since we were using money from my family. I didn't think anything of it. I signed the contracts. He took care of the details. I should have asked more questions. But I didn't. I trusted him. Fast forward to mid-February. It was a Thursday night. Marcus was on the couch, scrolling through his phone. I asked him what he was reading. He said he was checking the basketball scores. But I saw him smile a certain way, like the kind of smile you don't make at box scores. Something in my gut told me something was off. That night, after he fell asleep, I checked his phone. I don't make a habit of that. I'm not proud of it. But something felt wrong. His phone wasn't locked. I opened his messages. There she was. Tasha. His ex. The one he never talked about. I opened the thread and my whole body went cold. Hundreds of messages. Every night. Long, emotional conversations. Some flirty. Some angry. Some about the baby. I kept scrolling. Then I saw this: "You can't pretend she's not yours, Marcus. You've seen the DNA test. Are you really going to keep lying to her?" Then pictures. A little baby girl, probably around 9 months old. She looked just like him. Same wide brown eyes. Same dimples. It hit me like a train. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat there, staring at the screen. I think I stopped breathing. He had a daughter. He knew. He was texting his ex every night. And I was planning a wedding. I didn't sleep that night. I got up at 6 a.m., drove to the wedding venue, and asked to speak to someone about the reservation. Turns out, because it was booked under my name, I had full control over the booking. So I canceled it. The contract was non-refundable, non-transferable. Marcus wouldn't get a dime back. I didn't tell anyone. Not my mom. Not my sister. Not even my best friend. I just canceled everything quietly. Venue, caterer, decorations. Every single vendor had my signature. So I pulled the plug. Next, I hired a lawyer. I wanted to know if the contract protected me from any fallout. It did. Then I started looking for Tasha. I found her on Facebook. It didn't take long. I messaged her, asked if we could talk. She didn't respond for a few days, then finally said yes. We met at a Panera. I was nervous. She came in with a stroller and a tired look in her eyes. I introduced myself. Told her I was Marcus's fiancé. She stared at me for a long time and said, "You didn't know?" I shook my head. She started crying. Said she'd been trying to get him to be honest for months. Said he told her we broke up. That he was figuring things out. That he'd come see the baby sometimes, then disappear. Then she pulled out a folder from her diaper bag. It was the DNA test. Marcus. 99.97% match. I felt numb. Tasha wasn't the enemy. She was used just like I was. When I told her about the wedding, her jaw dropped. She had no idea he was engaged. We sat there for 2 hours. I didn't blame her. She was done with him, too. I told her I had a plan, but I needed her help. She agreed. April 12th came. Marcus was glowing. He wore a navy suit and kept checking his watch. Said, "This day's gonna be perfect." We drove to the venue together. Or rather, where the venue was supposed to be. He pulled into the empty lot, confusion spreading across his face. Nothing. No tables. No chairs. No guests. Just dry grass and wind. He looked at me. "Where's everything?" I said, calm as ever, "Ask her to fix it." Right then, Tasha walked up from her car. She had Bella on her hip and a manila envelope in her hand. Her voice was soft but sharp, "Tell her the truth before I do." He froze. His skin turned gray. Hands trembling. I reached into my purse and pulled out a copy of the DNA papers. Set it down on the hood of his car. "You lied to both of us," I said. "But I'm done." That was the moment everything cracked. He didn't speak at first. Just stood there like his soul had left his body. Then, as if trying to salvage some control, he snapped. "This is crazy. You planned this? You invited her? In front of everyone?" I didn't even flinch. "Everyone?" I looked around the empty field. Looks like no one got the memo. I guess someone forgot to send the invites. Truth was, I canceled the invitations weeks ago. Told the printer to hold off. Told my side of the family there was a delay. He handled his side, but he never followed up with anyone. Lazy. Typical. Marcus turned to Tasha. "Why would you bring her into this? This is none of her business." Tasha laughed, bitter and tired. "She's marrying you. She deserves the truth. I've been begging you for months to be honest." He looked between us like a trapped animal. I could see the panic rising in his face. Then he tried to twist it. "You went through my phone, Ray? That's how you found out? Wow. Real healthy relationship." I stepped closer. "You're right. It's not healthy. But you weren't going to tell me, were you? You had no plans to be honest. You were going to walk down the aisle with me like none of this existed." He had nothing to say to that. Tasha held out the envelope. "This is the paperwork for child support. My lawyer said to give you one last chance to do it the easy way." He didn't take it. Just stared at the ground. I turned to leave. But he grabbed my arm. Not hard. Just desperate. "Wait, what do we do now?" I shook his hand off. "You figure that out with your daughter's mother. I'm done being part of your lies." As I walked away, he called out, "You're ruining my life." I stopped, turned slowly, and said loud enough for him to hear, "No, Marcus. You did that yourself." Tasha stood next to him while I walked back to my car. She didn't move. I don't know what they said after I left. I didn't care. I drove home, changed into sweatpants, and opened a bottle of wine. Then I started calling my family. My mom was stunned. My sister cursed for 10 minutes straight. They asked if I was okay. I told them I was better than okay. But the story didn't end there. A week later, Marcus showed up at my apartment. I opened the door a crack. He looked awful. Eyes sunken in, shirt wrinkled, voice low. "I just need to talk," he said. I didn't let him in. "You got 5 minutes. Start talking." He said he lost his job. Word had gotten around somehow. One of the wedding vendors knew someone at his company. Said there was drama surrounding him. They let him go quietly. No explanation needed. He also said his parents were furious. Said they didn't know about the baby either. His mom cried. His dad told him he was a disgrace. He wanted me to forgive him. Said he made mistakes. Said I was the only person who ever made him feel stable. I stood there, watching this man crumble. And I felt nothing. "I'm not your rehab center, Marcus. You're 37. You had every chance to do the right thing." He nodded slowly, eyes filled with tears. Then, for one last jab, I asked, "Have you told Bella you're her dad yet?" He didn't answer. I closed the door. About 3 weeks after that final conversation at my door, life started to feel normal again. I went back to work full-time, caught up with friends, and even started sleeping through the night. I thought I'd closed that chapter for good. Then I got a phone call from a number I didn't recognize. "Hi, is this Ray? My name is Melanie. I don't know how to say this, but I think we need to talk. It's about Marcus." My heart sank. "Who are you?" I was dating him. Up until 2 weeks ago." I sat down. She told me she'd been with Marcus for almost a year. They met at a bar in Short Pump. He told her he was single. Claimed he lived alone. Said he traveled a lot for work. That's why he couldn't always answer her texts. She said he even took her to a hotel the night before our supposed wedding day. Said he seemed nervous, distracted. Left early in the morning and never came back. She saw a post online about a wedding gone wrong in Richmond and started putting the pieces together. She Googled his name. My name popped up on a review for the wedding venue, the one I canceled. She found my social media. She found the story. Then she found me. He said his ex was crazy. That you tried to ruin his life. But I saw the paternity test. And I saw your post. I don't think you're the crazy one. I asked if she wanted to meet. She said yes. We met at a local coffee shop. She brought screenshots. Pictures. Even a video of him talking about a fresh start and leaving the past behind. It was all recent. He was seeing her while still texting Tasha, while still engaged to me. That's when it hit me, Marcus wasn't just a liar. He was a serial manipulator. Melanie said something that stuck with me. He's not sad he lost you. He's sad he lost control. We decided to reach out to Tasha together. All 3 of us sat down that weekend. Tasha, Melanie, and me. 3 women, 3 different timelines, one lying man connecting us all. Tasha looked exhausted. Melanie looked like she wanted to throw something. I just felt hollow. We didn't scream. We didn't cry. We made a plan. Marcus had been dodging his financial responsibilities. Tasha filed for official child support. Melanie was working on a restraining order. He had started showing up at her job, begging for another chance. As for me, I decided to expose him, clean and simple. I wrote out everything. The timeline. The text messages. The paternity test. The cancelled wedding. The fake stories he told each of us. I didn't use his full name, but enough details to make sure anyone in his circle would recognize him. I posted it anonymously on a local relationship advice forum. It went viral in 2 days. Guess who saw it? His boss. His former boss. Marcus texted me again after that. Long message. Said I ruined his entire future. Said I embarrassed him. I didn't reply. But I wasn't done yet. After that last text from Marcus, I blocked his number. I thought I was finally done. But the damage he left behind was deep. Tasha was still waiting on court dates for child support. Melanie was trying to stay safe from his late-night visits. And me? I couldn't shake the feeling that if I let this go now, he'd just start the cycle again with someone new. So I made one last move. There was one place Marcus hadn't faced any real fallout yet: his family. He always made it seem like they adored him. Truth was, they didn't know half of what he'd done. They thought I left him over cold feet. He never told them about Tasha. Or Bella. Or Melanie. Definitely not about the paternity test or the wedding disaster. So I printed everything. The messages. Photos. Timeline. A copy of the DNA papers. I even included a screenshot of his creepy texts to Melanie after she ended things. Then I mailed it in a plain envelope to his parents' house. 3 days later, I got a message on Facebook from a woman named Denise. His sister. She wrote, "Thank you for sending that. I don't even have the words. He's been like this since college. We always protected him. We thought he'd grow out of it. We were wrong." Then she added, "He's no longer welcome in this house. My mom is devastated. My dad is furious. And I'm done covering for him." Turns out, Marcus had been lying to everyone. Borrowed money from his parents under fake stories. Ghosted friends when they asked him for help. Always with a new woman on his arm, each one swearing they finally changed him. But no one changed him. He just got better at hiding. Until now. With everything falling apart around him, Marcus tried one last stunt. He filed a small claims case against me, for emotional damages and lost wedding expenses. The moment I saw the papers, I laughed. But I still took it seriously. I brought everything to court. Tasha came too, with Bella. Melanie even submitted a written statement. The judge looked at the pile of proof, shook his head, and dismissed his claim on the spot. But before we left, the judge said something I'll never forget. "Mr. Jameson, this is not a court for broken hearts. But it is a court for broken contracts. And it appears you broke a lot more than that." Outside the courthouse, Marcus tried to talk to me again. His face was sunburned, hair uncut, and the same pathetic look in his eyes. "Please, Ray. I lost everything." I looked him dead in the eyes and said, "No, Marcus. You threw everything away." Then I walked off. Tasha got full custody. Court-ordered child support came through. Melanie moved out of town and started fresh. As for me, I stayed in Richmond. But I changed jobs, took up boxing, and went to therapy for the first time in my life. I'm not going to pretend I walked away clean. I ignored the signs. I let love blind me. That's on me. But I'll never let someone like Marcus near my life again. And the best part? Last I heard, Marcus was living in his cousin's basement, out of work, and trying to find himself. The same cousin who told me, "You're not the first woman he's ruined. But you're the first who made sure he couldn't ruin another." Damn right I did.